What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gray, your one and only corrupted angel, and I know I've been away for a little bit, but we're back. And today, we're doing something a little bit more fun. We're having a look at some Warframe weapons. We're going to do, I'm going to hopefully record a couple of videos today, just get the whole week prepped, ready to go. But nevertheless, today we're looking at the Gorgon. We're going to make it a nice quick one, because today we're going to try and focus on a rather okay weapon is the best way to describe it, but still a fun one. And that is the Gorgon. We're on Inneros as always, and we have the Incarnate form on this Prisma Gorgon. It is getting base damage increase +5, with on shield break getting even more base damage for 8 seconds. We've got weapon recoil, getting that negative 50% weapon recoil is super nice to make this gun way more controllable. And then we've got increased base critical chance by 6%, which is really nice to bump it all the way up to a whopping 108%, which is absolutely ridiculous. Nonetheless, let's get into the build. We have Amalgam Serration as always. If you are unaware and you are unfamiliar with the channel, I love my Amalgam Serration because I love my movement speed, and thus we have Amalgam Serration on here. This is a quality of life mod for myself, but definitely something that could be swapped for a Bane mod to increase damage, or better yet, potentially looking at giving yourself some Hellfire rounds or something like that to give you even more damage. Magnetic also works here to go viral magnetic, and definitely something to consider. We have Galvanized Chamber and Galvanized Aptitude. These giving us that very nice 50% status or 45% status, as well as some extra damage in the form of status chances. And then we've got multi-shot getting even better with every single kill, vital sense and critical delay boosting our critical chance up to 108 and our critical multiplier to 6.3, priming that with Deadhead, giving us even more damage. Super fun. I don't even have this thing max ranked, and it still helps out quite a fair bit. On top of that, Rhyme Rounds and Malignant Force for some viral, pairing that with Prime Shred to give us some area of effect with our weapon, which is going to be really handy. This thing isn't even maxed out either, which is another thing that I do have to finish doing, is maxing it out. But we will show you with just this build alone, and no buffs from our Warframe because we're playing Inneros, just how well it can do over on Mott, which is our testing bed. So let's quickly do that. Test bed, get it done, show you what you can do with it. It is such a fun little weapon. I love LMGs and this like spraying bullets down a choke point sort of area. I didn't really talk about the Incarnate form, and that's because it is a bit of a weird one. The Incarnate form does not really perform all that well. It has quite a lot of heat damage added on. But I will show you exactly why I didn't mention it, because it's not the star of the show when it comes to this weapon. It's just a bonus.
Hold on. I'm sending
So here's what we're looking at already. We've got some primary Deadhead starting to trigger. There's one. There we go, a couple of shots on that guy. We've got primary Deadhead stacking up now. Here we go. All right, let's get a crowd and just spray at eye level. And you can see it still does hose down a crowd nice and easy, especially if you get all the stacks. It has a quite slow reload though, but it's not too bad. I think it does a really good job of doing what it needs to do. Keep in mind as well, this is a weapon that has no buffs applied from the Warframe itself. If you have any characters like, for example, Harrow with the bonus critical chance, that's going to love this weapon because, again, it already has such a high crit chance. You're going to see Gaia with massive crit benefits for playing this weapon as well. You're going to see Chroma boost this guy's status way up. This gun's status is going to go way up with a Chroma build as well as its base damage going to get increased by a massive amount. So Chroma is a fantastic example of what you can do with this weapon too. And then there's also just basic standard base mod increases, you know, base damage mod increases. Like, for example, you could just be rocking a Roar or a Mirage even, right? That's going to give you plenty of base damage as well, so don't stress. But here's something that I will show you, and this is one of the reasons why I also like using Inneros. This weapon loves, in its incarnate form, grouping up enemies, because look at that. It is not the greatest incarnate form in general, just because of how slow the fire rate is. Even with a prime shred on, it's still got quite a slow fire rate, but it is fantastic in choke points. It does really high damage, and more importantly, again, if you can group enemies, if you're playing Mag, if you're playing Inneros, or anyone else that can group enemies, maybe a Balvin, right? That is such a fun way of getting lots and lots and lots of kills. Really easy. And even the punch through really works well with that as well. So even if you don't rock it with a potentially good damage buffer, you might be able to get it with a crowd control / grouper that's going to do just as good with this gun. So consider that to be something to keep in mind as well. You've got plenty of options when rocking it, and it is such a blast playing this thing. I've got my incarnate form again. Let's fire it in, and you can see the crowd just melt. It's just such a fun weapon to play. I absolutely adore it. If you haven't gotten your hands on a Prisma Gorgon, definitely check it out. It is a fun weapon to play just in general, but once you start adding all these incarnate buffs and other fun things like that to it, it really does shine quite nicely. So check it out, give it some love. I highly recommend it. It's so fun. You've got an Oracle cell there. Hopefully we can get an assassin soon. There we go, there he is. It's Mr. Violence himself. Hold on, Violence. Give me a sec, dude. I'm trying to do a thing. Oh, hold on, let me refresh my armor. Mr. Violence is turning my armor off. There we go. Where did he go? He's so wily. And we'll switch over to the big rounds. Chunks him pretty good. It certainly chunks him. There you go. He's down for the count. Again, this is not the maximum potential of the weapon. This is just the basic potential, and I absolutely love how well it performs just on a base level. So definitely something to consider. I may be booty cheeks at this game and booty cheeks at aiming, but goddamn, does it not need the best aim in the world either. Spray and pray like you're a Call of Duty player back in 2008. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
The raid is off to a successful start.
Nice. And that is that.
Go to extraction.
So, a pretty good showcase overall. I quite enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's probably one of my sort of newest, like, I don't know what you'd call it really, guilty pleasures, is I guess the best way to put it, because it does feel a little bit guilty to not use the best weapon sometimes, but I think it's well and truly worth it. This is Warframe, of course, and it is one of the best games for diversity of choice, and I love that. So again, if you haven't used it, give it a go, give it a try. You might love it just like I did, and that is the most important thing. Nevertheless, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of jazz. If you haven't as well, go check me out over on twitch.tv, same name. There's links as well in the description. I do War Thunder content absolutely every single day. I'm glad to be back on the YouTube channel as well, so hopefully you enjoy the very first video back. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, everyone. There is a cyclone coming around Australia as well, so be a little bit worried if you're over there, but definitely stay safe. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.